In this video we're going to be looking at the images and media library in a bit more detail. If we switch over to the admin area here, let's go back to our posts section and you can see our draft post that we've been working on here. Let's click on edit and we're back into the draft post. If we just highlight the blocks on the left hand side here and then delete, remove blocks, there we go, we've got a nice empty canvas again to work with. Now, images on a WordPress website come in different shapes and sizes. We've already had a look at the image one, so if I do / and select image, I can select media library, choose the image we want, and then press select. That gives us a standard image. The other thing we can do though, if I click on plus and then let's start typing gallery, there we go. You can in fact add a gallery to the website as well. Now with a gallery you can add the content from the media library, but what you can also do is upload new media. So if I select an image from the desktop here and I'm just going to drag it in and drop it on top, you can see it's added the new image automatically to the website. So take another one and drag it in as well, and you can see we now have two. Go to document overview, you see image, which is the one that we uploaded before. We also have gallery underneath, and if I expand that, you've got two images underneath there. You've got options for the gallery layout on the right hand side, as well as crop images, which just helps to fit the images together a bit neater. You have link to none, attachment page or media file. If you have a lightbox enabled, media file is the one that you want. And then you have image size, you've got thumbnail, medium, full size and so on. And this will change the quality of the image. So if you have an image gallery with say 10 images in, you wouldn't want full size because you're loading 10 full size images, whereas on the page they may appear quite small. You'll want medium or thumbnail, and that will load in smaller, slightly less quality images, but they'll load in a lot quicker. And then when people select an individual one to load up the lightbox, say, that's when that individual image will be loaded in at full quality. So that's how we use images within the content area here. If we just press save draft, and then what I'm going to click on the left hand side here is media. This will take us to our media library, and this shows us all of the media, which is pictures as well as documents that have been uploaded to the website. And you can see on the left there we've got our new images that we've just uploaded. You can upload images into the media library directly. So with those two images we uploaded them through a post. What you can also do is drag and drop pictures onto the media library, and then you can see there's the new image that's just been uploaded. You can also select add new there and then select files and then find them on the computer that way if it's easier. This is really helpful if you have a large number of photos that you want to upload, or if you have photos that you just want to get into the website and deal with actually publishing later. You can come here, upload them, and then they're in your media library for when you need them moving forward. You can also remove images from the media library here. So if I select this one, loads it up larger for a preview. It gives you the option at the bottom here, delete permanently. It'll ask you to confirm, press OK, and then that image is being removed from the library. You just need to make sure that you're not actually using that image. So for example, the image here we have the laptop, we know that's inserted into a page, so we wouldn't want to remove it because it will cause a broken link on that page. But it's also important to keep it relatively tidy, so if you know the images aren't being used, come in and remove them just to keep things ticking along nicely. You can upload other things here as well. So for example, I've got a PDF document. If I drag and drop that in, it'll upload here and give you a preview of the file in the thumbnail. If I click on it, you'll see again a preview appear, and you have the option to delete it as well. But you also have this option here called file URL, and you can click here to copy URL to clipboard. And what that will do, if I open up a new tab and just paste, it will give you a URL to that piece of media, be it a PDF in this example, but it also works for images as well. So if I select this one, I can copy the URL, go back to our other tab and then paste it. If I hit enter, you'll see it will load that piece of media directly. This is really useful for the PDF options. So if I go back to the PDF document here and copy URL to clipboard and then close this, let's go back to posts and our draft post here and press edit. Okay, let's take the content out. So let's remove the gallery, and then let's remove the image as well. And then here I can say click here to download our PDF. And if I highlight all of this and press the link icon, I've got the URL in my clipboard, so I can paste it. It's a PDF, so we want to open in a new tab and then apply, and you can see now we have a bit of text there, and it's linking to our PDF that we've uploaded to the media library. So if I just save this draft, and then let's go back to media, you can see it's here, and we've used that URL to link to it. You can use images to link to them as well. So for example, let's say you had a product, you could have a picture of the product on the page, and when people click on it, it could open up the manual. So it's not just text, you can use pictures to link as well. Okay, if we go back to posts and then into the test one here and press edit, there's another type of media that's important, especially for blog and news posts, and that's something called a featured image. And you can see on the right hand side here, which you can toggle on and off with this option at the top here, you've got one called featured image. If it's not appearing, you can just expand it or contract it with that option there. And in this case, it's saying set featured image. So if we click on that, it'll open up the media library, or we can use one of our images here and then set featured image. And then that image is now the featured image for this post. If I save draft, and then let's open a new tab, and let's go to blog. You can see there's some example blog posts in there at the moment, and these images here are the featured images for it. So if I click on this one, again we're seeing the featured image at the top there with an example and copy underneath. If I hit edit post, you'll see that image we saw previously isn't in the content, but on the right hand side you can see featured image here. And this is how we use one image, and we can pull it out across multiple places because it's linked to that post. So for example, on the individual blog post, we can see the featured image here, but again, if we click on blog, that same image is being pulled out on the blog section. So instead of you having to add the blog and then come to the blog index page here and add all that content again, this page is automatically going through each individual post, and it's pulling out the snippet of text, a link to the post, as well as that featured image. On some websites, it'll do the same thing, say on the home page. So it really does save a lot of time. It just means adding the picture in a slightly different way. The other thing with featured images is you may find your website has a specific set size for those, so that the images all fit together nicely in a row like these ones. You can create these images in image editing tool like Photoshop, but if you don't have that, a good alternative is something called Canva. So this is my Canva account, which is a free one, and I'm logged in. I'm just going to click on create a design and then custom size, and what it will do is say, well, what width and height do you want? And this is where you need to know the existing width and height for your site. But if we just do 1920, and then I'm going to do by 1080, which will give us a HD image, create new design, there we go. And then what I want to do is add content to it. So if I drag and drop an image in from the desktop, you can see we've got our image that we've inserted here, and then our canvas is behind it. Sometimes you'll drop it in and they'll be bigger, sometimes they'll be smaller, but what you need to do is drag this box into the corner, and you can see it snaps into place, and then expand it until it fills the canvas. And you can see the image we've used is square versus the landscape canvas we've got. So what we need to do is just drag it about until we're happy with it. So let's do about that. Then if I click off, you can see we've now essentially cropped the image to the size that we need it to be. When we're happy with it, hit share and then hit download. It'll ask you for what format you want it in. If it's a plain photo like this, JPEG is best. If it's got any illustrations or text in it, you'll want a PNG. We know we want a JPEG. We've got the size already, got the quality, and then press download. This will then download that image. if we save that onto the desktop there. And then what we can do on the blog post, here we've got a featured image in place at the minute, but we want to remove that one. Set featured image. Let's drag the new one in. And you can see on the right hand side here, untitled design was the file name we gave it, but it also has the size, which is 1920 by 1080. If we set featured image, we now have that image uploaded to the website at the dimensions that we needed it to be.